Hello, and welcome back to the Move With Us YouTube channel. Today we have a 30-minute workout for my friends with knee pain or anybody that doesn't like being in 4-point kneeling. This is the workout for you. Of course, always work within a range that is comfortable for you if you do have knee pain. But I hope you enjoy this workout, and if you do, maybe hit subscribe because it would make me a very happy bunny. Okay, let's get moving. So join me standing up on our mat. Our feet are about hip distance apart. We're just going to start with some mobility as always. So bring our arms out to the side around shoulder height, and we're going to take some arm circles. So just pointing those fingers, imagining drawing circles on the sides of the wall with our fingers. Taking it forward to begin with, and then we'll change direction in 3, 2, 1. Take it back the other way, just warming up our shoulders here. Maybe take some time, check in with your breathing, practicing our lateral breath in through the nose, out through pursed lips. Let's roll those shoulders back now. I always feel like I'm in like a 90s boy band when I do this. I think that's why I'm smiling to myself like that. Okay, rolling them forwards and backwards. Coming into some open the gates now. So we're gonna raise one knee up off the mat, bring it towards our chest and rotate it outwards, tapping our toes, then bringing it back in. Option to not tap the toe like I'm doing here, so just taking the rotation, keeping the foot hovering, bringing it back to center instead. And let's take it in the reverse. So we rotate the knee outwards, then bring it up towards our chest and down towards center. Working through some hip mobility here, warming up for our glute section. Okay, let's take it to the other side, lifting the knee towards the chest, rotating it outwards. Option to reset the foot on the mat after the rotation, or to test your balance a little bit and keep it elevated. Taking it the other way now, so taking the knee out to the side and then bringing it back to center. Okay, just taking some side bends now, so stretching through the side of the body, hand comes to the hip, opposite arm comes overhead as we bend to the side. So stretching into that opposite side of the body as we lean over. Some nice lateral flexion here. Beautiful job. Let's extend those arms long and just take some sweeps across the front of the body, alternating the position of our hands, so going up and then going below. I want you to come to the edge of your mat, take a big exhale, sweep those arms up, fold forward, chin tucks, and we roll down vertebrae by vertebrae, then coming back up. Let's go again. Exhale, sweep the arms up, tuck the chin, roll down vertebrae by vertebrae into forward fold, and rolling back up, just warming our spine up through some articulation here. You know the drill. One more. Big sweep up with the arms, exhale. Inhale as we bring them back down, exhale, we roll forward, tuck the chin, and let's walk the hands out. I've come down onto my knees just to bring myself into seated, but option to not do that if that works better for you, and just bring the legs round. Coming into a lying position now with our legs bent in crook, we are ready to work out. So I want you to roll yourself up to a semi-seated position. Then exhale, we bring ourselves back into our C curve, scooping the belly under, and rolling back to our biting point, so until you feel those abdominal muscles engage. So we inhale to sit up tall, exhale, we roll back, articulating the spine, finding our C curve, engaging through those abdominal muscles, scooping under, keeping the arms outstretched at shoulder height, slight tuck in the chin. If you'd like a bit more of a challenge, you can lengthen your legs out longer. Feet shouldn't be lifting. If they are, reduce your range of motion. Warming up our core a little bit here. Okay. On our next roll back, I want you to stay in your biting point, so where you can feel those abdominal muscles engaging. And then I want you to alternate knee tucks, so bringing one knee to the chest, resetting it to the mat, bringing the other knee to the chest, while keeping those arms extended out long, whilst staying in your C curve. So we're maintaining time under tension for our abdominal muscles here. Try not to let those shoulders drop. Option now to either stay there or to bring both your knees into a hold. So kind of a modified teaser hold here with bent legs. Option to straighten them out if you would like. My hamstrings are a little too tight for that. Increasing that time under tension here in a static hold. A little bit of a challenge for your balance as well. Coming into your toe taps now, so staying in that hold position, we're going to alternate our toe taps. So we tap the left foot, bring it back up into that hold, tap the right foot, bring it back into our modified teaser hold. Arms staying outstretched, trying not to rock through the body here. Working into those abdominals, using our breath to help us here. Okay, bring those feet back down to the mat, then coming back into our half roll back, so finding that C curve and just taking little pulses, arms still outstretched, palms facing inwards. So just pulsing, bringing the hands towards the feet and then coming back to that biting point. Again, maintaining time under tension here. And bring it back down to the mat. Roll those knees to side if that feels good. We're going to be coming in to our modified one leg circles. So we're going to raise our right leg to tabletop, take our leg out to the side, then bring it around into a circle, back to center. So just making little circles with that bent leg. Opposite leg can be bent or be straight. Lengthened leg is going to be a little bit more of a challenge. Working through the opposite oblique as well as we keep ourselves grounded. So we're looking for our pelvis to stay stable here, level, not tilting, opposite hip not lifting. If it is, then reduce that range of motion. Taking it in the other direction now, so bring it back to center, then bring the leg down and out into a circle. Arms just by our sides, palms downwards. Point in the toe here. Okay, option now to lengthen that leg straight up to the ceiling. Again, your opposite leg can't be bent or lengthened. And we're taking little leg circles, so pointed toe, imagining we're drawing little circles on the ceiling with our pointed toe. And take it in the other direction. I have very tight hamstrings, so I really struggle to get my leg completely straight. It's an option to have somewhere between that bent leg And that long leg if your knee is playing up and that feels better for you. Coming over to the left leg now, so right leg goes long or bent, whatever you did on your other side. Bring our left leg to tabletop, taking it out and round in our circles. Remembering trying to keep that opposite hip grounded. Option to place a hand on that hip for some feedback. Taking it in the other direction. Down and back round to center. Lengthening that leg now, so opposite leg also staying long or coming into a crook position. Pointing our left toes to the ceiling, leg long. Taking our leg circles. Making these as small as we need to in order to protect our form. Little bend in the knee, perfectly fine if that feels better for you. Working that opposite oblique. And in the other direction. Good job. I always think those are so much harder than they look. Bring the knees in if that feels good to you. Both legs coming to tabletop now. And we're just taking some toe taps. So working into that core a little bit more while we're in our supine position. Tapping the toes to the floor. Bring them back up to tabletop. Again, try not to rock as we drop those feet to the mat. Lower back pressed into the mat, ribs to hips. Keeping that core engaged. Beautiful job, guys. We're coming into my favorite part of class now. So we're just taking some anterior posterior tilts. So arching that belly away from the mat and then arching it towards the mat. So just working your spine through flexion and extension. Just like a mini reverse cat-cows. And I want you to scooch your heels up so you could just about brush them with your fingertips. We're coming into our shoulder bridge. So we inhale to prepare, exhale, we lift the glutes off the mat. Lower back comes up, middle back comes up, upper back comes up. So we're rolling the spine off the mat vertebrae by vertebrae. Imagine a string of pearls being lifted off the mat. And we come down the other way. So upper back, middle back, lower back, glutes to the mat. As we come back down to the mat, pressing through the heels here. Arms down by our sides for the time being. Should be feeling this in the glutes and the back of the legs. Nice and slow here, really practicing that spinal articulation. Okay, coming into our glute bridge now, so more of just a press away from the mat rather than that articulation. So we're just lifting up through the heels, pressing the glutes away from the mat. More of like a hinge or a press, then rolling that spine off and away from the mat. Again, pressing through the heels, staying stable across our pelvis, so not dropping or hiking to one side. Shoulders down away from our ears. If your knees will allow it, we're coming into some marching now. So lifting one leg into tabletop while the other leg stays in our glute bridge, resetting the leg and lifting the other side. Option to stay with your glute bridge if you think the weight through the single leg would be a little bit too much for you. Hopefully you can't hear me drinking. I'm having a ginger and lemon tea but with blackcurrant squash in it, which everyone tells me is disgusting, but I love. Okay, coming into your heel lifts now. So we're still at the top end of that glute bridge. And we're just going to lift our heels away from the mat and set them back down, working to those calves a little bit. Again, if anything feels uncomfortable, take it back to where it suits you, to your shoulder bridge, the glute bridge, whatever range of motion feels comfortable for your body. And just alternating those heels lifts now, rather than doing them bilaterally. So lifting your left heel and then changing over to your right heel as you set your left heel down. Coming into a little progression now. So bringing ourselves into a single leg glute bridge hold, extending our right leg out and just holding our glute bridge on our left leg. Changing it over to the other side. Left leg goes long, holding our glute bridge in our right leg. Lifting from our glutes, the back of our legs, driving through the heel. And into our pulses now, so both legs on the mat, lifting those glutes up and down by a couple of inches. Burning out our glutes a bit here. Bring it back down to the mat. Good job. Coming down onto our side now. So we're on our right side. Forearm is going underneath our shoulder. Hips, knees, feet stacked, coming into our clams. So our toes stay together with our knees bent and we lift our top leg away from our bottom leg, maintaining lift through the underside of our waist, pressing out through that bottom shoulder. Top hand is just on our hip. Working into our outer glutes here. Whole body is active here, so easy to forget about our arm. And our core, coming into those clam pulses. So just working through the top end of that range of motion, little pulses at the top of that range of motion. Extend that top leg long, we're coming into leg lifts. Nice pointed toe. Lifting that leg just above hip height and bringing it back down. Still staying lifted through the underside of our waist. Controlling this movement, so not swinging it around with momentum. And taking those leg lifts into little pulses now, so just up and down. Again, at that top end of that range of motion of this movement. Beautiful job. And coming into our leg circles now. So like we did earlier, but obviously in a different position, we're drawing our little circles with our toes and then taking it the other way. Glutes should be burning now, and we've just done that shoulder bridge series, so quite a glute focused session today. Extend that bottom arm long, resting at your head on your arm. Bottom knee is staying bent. We're coming into our side kick lying, so top arm is still on our hip. Make sure we've got that nice lift in the underside of our waist. We inhale, bring that leg forward, keeping a straight leg. Option to bend it if that feels better. Exhale, bring it back to your midline, just behind. Just sweeping the leg backwards and forwards in our side lying position. Also an option to keep the bottom leg long if you want a real challenge closer to full expression. Right, push yourself up, come to a seated position with your legs out in front of you. Put your soles of your feet together, and we're going to just bring the knees out and in. Continuing to work into that lower body. A little bit of a rest before we go into side lying on the other side. Come over to your other side, so coming onto your left side, feet, knees, hips stacked, forearm underneath your shoulder, lift through the underside of your waist. Coming into our clams, we lift our top leg away from our bottom leg and reset it again. Trying not to bend forwards or fall back. Imagining we're in between two panes of glass and we're staying stable. Into your clam pulses now, so just lifting the top leg away. Little pulses at the top end of that range of motion. Not collapsing into your bottom arm. Staying lifted through the chest. Extend that top leg out. We're coming into the leg lifts. Pointing that toe. Tapping almost down to the mat and bringing it just above hip height. Nice extension through the leg. Again, staying lifted through the underside of your waist. And into your pulses. And then taking your leg circles, pointed toe, drawing your circles on the side of the room. that lengthened leg. And taking it in the other direction. Good stuff. Let's lie it down. So our bottom arm stretches long, head resting on it, bottom leg can be bent or long as well, taking our side kick lying. Top hand on hip, lengthened top leg sweeps out and comes back in, option to bend the leg and focus on bringing it up to your chest instead if you did that on the other side. Still a lift in the underside of the waist even though we're down on the mat. Trying not to collapse forward. Working within a range of motion that allows us to maintain our form. Good job, guys. Time for our cool down. So I want you to come into your figure 4 stretch. So we bring our right ankle onto our left thigh and then loop our hands behind our left thigh, bringing it towards our chest, stretching through the back of our legs. Reset to the mat, let's take it to the other side. I'm having a little overhead stretch in between. Both hands come behind. Left ankle goes to right thigh and both our hands come behind our right thigh. Send that right leg long now, keeping your hands behind your thigh. Flex that foot, deepening the stretch down the back of the leg. And straighten that left leg out. Hands behind the thigh again, flexing the foot. Be careful of your knee here. If you think putting any pressure in it in this position is going to aggravate it, maybe stick to your figure 4 or an alternative stretch. Hugging those arms across the body and then sending them out to the side and then crossing them over in the opposite direction. So left hand going to right shoulder, right hand going to left shoulder, hugging yourself. Coming into our floor angels now, so hands go in goalpost position, palms facing upwards on the mat. And we send them overhead, maintaining contact with the floor. And then bring them back down. Roll yourself back up. Coming into a pigeon pose now. So left shin goes parallel with the front of the mat. Right leg goes out long behind us, looking over both shoulders. This is my favorite stretch. Coming down onto your forearms if that feels good for you. Tuck the toes under into downward facing dog. Left shin comes parallel with the mat, left leg. Right shin comes parallel with the mat, left leg long behind you. Again, whether you want to keep on your hands or come down onto your forearms, completely up to you. Looking over both shoulders again. Tuck the toes under into your downward dog. Beautiful job, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.